Hiya BookTube, Bill Rutenberg here with the Rutenberg Library. Come to you today with a book tag. It's going to do the makeup book tag. Now it might sound odd, me being a guy, but you have to remember I am a husband and a father of 2 daughters, and so I am no stranger to makeup. There's makeup in our house, a lot of it. None of it being used by me, but a lot of it being used by the ladies of the house. And so I decided I could do this makeup book tag, and I'll make a go of it here. So I saw this done by Kelsea over Literary Gladiators. If you've never checked out Literary Gladiators, check them out. Interesting channel. They got a lot of book discussions over there. The original makeup book tag was done by Beth Anne on her page, and I'll leave the link to both of those videos down in the description below. So, questions for this book tag. Number 1 is foundation. Pick your favorite book that is the first book in a series. And so I chose a series done by one of my favorite authors, John Jakes, and that is the North and South series. Now this is a series of 3 good-sized books. It was a trilogy, and North and South is the first in that trilogy. These were written in the 1980s, and in this first book, North and South, we see 2 families that are going to become very acquainted with each other. The first family is the Maine family of South Carolina. Ori Maine is our main character, and he's a plantation owner, he's a slave owner, and we're going to see a lot of the stuff dealing with Southern society. The other family is the Hazard family. George Hazard is the main character's name. They're from Pennsylvania, and they own Hazard Iron Works. And so we see these different perspectives being created, you know, the northern perspective, southern perspective. And the 2 main characters are going to meet at West Point, and they're going to go through the military academy together. There's going to be several instances where there's, you know, differences in their life, where, you know, slavery versus non-slavery, all those kind of discussions. And they're going to become good friends. They're both going to join up in the Mexican War. They're going to fight together. And throughout the book, their families are going to get together. We're going to see how for most of the book, they're coming together, but yet at the same time, the sectionalism in the country is ripping them apart. It's a really, really good series. You guys might be familiar with the North and South series, the TV series that was done in the 1980s. Patrick Swayze played Ori Maine, and I cannot remember the name of the guy that played George Hazard. But anyway, very, very good series, and I'd recommend that, and I'd recommend the books. Definitely recommend the books. So number 2, EYESHADOW. Pick a book that has your favorite colors on the cover. This is super easy. My favorite color is blue, and I've chosen this book in another book tag for, you know, just one of my favorite books. I love the looks of it, but I love that color of blue, that dark blue, and even into the light blue. And then I found another one with pretty much the same, just not as new, but pretty much the same color blue, The King of Torts by John Grisham. Both of those are good books, by the way, but I love that color blue. So number 3, eyeliner. Pick a dark and mysterious book. For me, anything by Stephen King, almost anything by Stephen King is usually dark and mysterious. But for me, I probably would choose 2 of his books. Number 1, The Shining, and number 2, Salem's Lot. Both of those were just, they gave me the creeps. It made the hair on my arm stand up as I was reading them, and that doesn't happen very often. It kind of creeped me out a little bit. So those were both dark and mysterious, had some evil forces going. Number 4, pick a long book. I choose The Drifters by James Michener. That's the one I'm currently reading. I'm wanting to get more into my Michener books up there, and I had started this book a long time ago, got about 1/3 of the way through it, and I put it down. I am going to try to pick it back up, and hopefully I can remember what was going on, because that's been a while since I read it. But this is a long book. They are intimidating, as I've mentioned in other videos. This one is 768 pages. So going to give that one a try, even though it is long. All right, number 5. Pick a book that has some cringe-worthy romance. Now, I don't have these books with me because I believe my wife got rid of them. But the Twilight series by Stephenie Meyers. Now, I have to admit that I have read them. My wife wanted me to read them. She kept saying, they're so good, they're so good. Of course, now she's kind of embarrassed about it because they do have a little bit of a childish or not childish, teenage romance thing going with them. But anyway, the Twilight books, it was extremely cringe-worthy. Oh, he makes my heart pitter-patter. I can't think. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, I'm sitting in my classroom listening to my young ladies talk about the boys. Ugh, make me puke. Anyway, number 6, lipstick. Your favorite book kiss. Now, for my favorite one, I went to another John Jakes book, The Kent Family Chronicles. In Volume 1, the first volume in the series, Philip Kent, the main character. Now, he's got a couple of pretty, I don't know what the word is, pretty intense kisses with, right at the very beginning with Charlotte, and then a couple chapters in with Alicia Parkhurst. They're pretty, wow. And but they're not the kiss that I'm thinking of. The favorite book kiss that I'm thinking of is a little bit later in the book when he meets the love of his life, Anne Ware, and they finally kiss. And you're just like, yes, finally. And I thought that was a pretty good kiss. Number 7, last question. Pick your favorite book that is the last book in a series. And I'm going to choose a series that I love the entire series. It was 24 books long. It was the Wagons West series by Dana Fuller Ross. And the last book in the series was Celebration. And I don't know if I liked one more than the other as far as all 24 books. But I love the whole series. And the last books, it takes place in the year 1876. They're getting ready to celebrate the 100th anniversary of the country. Toby Holt's the main character, and he's having to make sure that the celebration goes off without a hitch. And anyway, it was a great series, all about the wagon trains, taking people migrating across the country. So the last book in the series was kind of bittersweet. Sweet book, good. I liked it. I liked the whole series, but the bitterness of, just being the last book and, oh man, I'm done. So anyway, that's been my makeup book tag. I hope you've enjoyed this booktube. It was fun trying to think of some books to match up with the prompts. I'll put the link to those other 2 videos in there. I'm also going to put the link down below to a video that I made, Ask Me Questions. I'm coming close to 200 subscribers, and I'd like to do a Q&A video for celebrating my 200th having 200 subscribers. And I need questions from you. So I'll put a link to that, and in that video, just leave the questions down in the comments, and then I'll put those in my Q&A. So anyway, thank you. I hope you've stayed with me this whole time. Thank you for watching. I invite any of you to do this tag. I believe it's an older tag, so I don't know who all's done it and who hasn't. So it's an open invitation to everyone. So BookTube, I hope you have a great day.